Hello everyone, this is a teaser video for this coming Sunday, which, wow, it's going to be the 29th. Man, January is almost over already. And this Sunday, I'm actually going to be talking about what I would call is a very churchy word. And I don't like to use churchese, or I don't like to use those big seminary words that we had to use in essays and write papers on and definitions and all that. I like to break things down so everyone can understand it. And I am actually going to do that for this coming Sunday. But we're going to be talking about the word reconciliation. And one of the things with reconciliation is to understand the concept for something to be totally reconciled. And we're going to be looking at Romans chapter 5, verses 6 through 11. Romans chapter 5, verses 6 through 11. And again, this will be talking about being reconciled, reconciliation. And I think the best way, the easiest way to understand this is realize that it takes two for something to be reconciled. If you've ever gotten in an argument or a fight with someone, or offend someone, I tend to, as a pastor, if I challenge people, some people can be offended. If you have siblings and you got in a fight, or best friends and you got in a fight, or you drifted apart for one reason or the other, for that relationship to be reconciled, it takes two people. Both people have to want that to be reconciled. The person who did the offending, they have to realize what they did was wrong, and then be willing to apologize and truly mean it. Then the person who was offended, they have to be willing to accept the apology, and not only accept the apology, but to accept the forgiveness. And that means if you are truly accepting the forgiveness, that means you're not holding a grudge. You've totally let it go. That is when it's truly reconciled. When someone who did the offending asks for forgiveness and means it, and the person who was offended accepts it and means it, and let it be bygones, and they don't hold a grudge, they don't look for revenge, they don't do anything. That is only time when it's fully reconciled. And so as you see, it truly does take two people to be reconciled. And in Romans chapter 5, verses 6 through 11, you'll be reading what Jesus did to reconcile. But if it takes two, where does that put the onus on for the rest of the passage and the rest of the idea of reconciliation? And that's really what we're going to be talking about. I don't know if any of you have any long-standing grudges and something needs to be reconciled, or sometimes people just drift apart. I know through my travels in the military and stuff, I'm not very good at keeping in touch with people. Again, I don't do social media. I don't really have a social media footprint, so it's not like people can just reach out, look me up on Facebook, or send me a line. I don't really do that. So yeah, I usually know people where I'm at, but when I move and relocate, it's really I don't really keep in touch with people very well. My wife does most of that. So anyone who's watching this who wants to get in touch with me from the history in the past, hey, look up my wife. She's got that kind of stuff. But we are reconnecting with some people, which is great. But reconciliation, that's kind of what we're talking about. So when you read this in Romans, realize that the idea that it truly takes two. A lot of times people apologize, they don't mean it. Well, that's not reconciliation. Some people say, I forgive you, and don't mean it. That's not really reconciliation. So that's what we'll be talking about on Sunday, Romans chapter 5, verses 6 through 11. Until then, take care, be safe, and I look forward to seeing you on Sunday.